Greetings. Just a short note today. I had a buddy over last night, and we talked a little bit about gaming, and ultimately the discussion turned to um, the new edition of D&D, and right, D&D one D&D, is it the fifth 5 as we like to call it, and I think we were both the tiniest bit saddened, uh, being old nostalgic men, that that they're offering uh, pre-order video game like bundles with digital dice, and right, you get the books 2 weeks early, or whatever, the digital books, like they do with video games. You're pre-ordering. So now we have pre-order D&D books. And there's a lot been said about that on the internet, of course. So I'm not going to go into whether or not, good or bad, or obviously that we were sad about it. We think it's not great for the hobby, but so be it. Um, this is what monetize. This is what monetizing your under monetized property looks like, right? Um, on a side note, I do find it fascinating that the strategy is never, hey, let's make a lot of really good products and sell them. The strategy is always, hey, is it possible to get people that have already bought the thing to buy it again or subscribe to it over and over? How can we gate this thing you bought already behind money? And that's sort of, I think, the sad part, not necessarily the specifics of the bundle, or the fact that D&D Beyond, there's a subscription or whatever. It's just the overall trend when you start to try to monetize something seems to be, let's make it anti-consumer. Now, is it there yet? Don't know. Not going to worry about it at the moment. But what I did want to say, and what sort of what keeps me sort of happy and in this particular hobby, even as it progresses and moves by me as I age, is that the one realization, the one thing that everyone should understand is you don't need them. The tabletop hobby is just one of those beautiful spaces where you still have power. If you want a video game, and you can write video games, of course, but if you want, but that's a high bar of entry, right? It might take you years to make a game, and you probably didn't make the game that you didn't make Baldur's Gate as your one guy. And if your phone's getting slow because of planned obsolescence, because they keep updating it to make it slower and slower, and then you need it at some point, you need to buy one. But this is one space where, as a consumer of the goods, you have the power. You don't need them. You don't necessarily need to pre-order these books. You don't necessarily need even to have them. There are hundreds and thousands of games, variants, classes, subclasses, new rules, fixes that are out there, that are yours, that are free. We, in this case, in this one spot, in a world full of anti-consumer practices just becoming more and more commonplace, and sort of infringing upon all facets of our lives, you don't need this. You can do what you want. I mean, and I'm not saying don't buy the books. I'm not saying don't subscribe to D&D Beyond. But what I'm saying is you have all the power right now. Because if you didn't buy these books, you probably still can play D&D for a very long time and be very happy. You can probably play RPGs until you die, no matter what age you are. Some of us closer than others, without spending a penny ever again. And that's part of the beauty of the hobby, is that, it's there. People love it. People are making stuff for it all the time. And yeah, the quality varies, but I would argue that the quality of professionally made stuff varies as well. I think so. So the message, I think, is the tabletop hobby is awesome and beautiful, primarily because we sort of control it. It's ours. So don't forget that. Don't fret. Buy the books if you want. Don't buy them if you don't want. Pre-order them if you want. Subscribe if you want. Get your gold dragon mini on the virtual tabletop. Whatever you want to do, but always remember that at some point, as they try to monetize this, it's gonna get shittier for you. And at that point, you can just say, you know what? I'm good. I've got all the books I ever need. And that's it. I'll talk to you later.